Senior national writer, FoxSports.com, Fox NFL Kickoff. NFL Kickoff Sundays in the fall on Fox. I think he replaced me. I think that's what happened is the bosses came down and said, Schrager, get rid of Cowherd. That's what I remember. He kicked me to the curb gladly. And he's joining us. Peter Schrager is now joining us. That's how I recall. That's what I remember about it. They upgraded the show. That's what if I recall, they needed to make an upgrade, information guy. So, we were talking about this. It doesn't matter if it's a small market or a big market. There's fatigue. I lived in Connecticut. I love the Patriots. I love fall. But after a while, I was like, I get everybody else getting bored to death. Do you think there's a Chiefs fatigue setting in?
It's the biggest topic of the week, which is interesting because if we're so fatigued by it, why are we still talking about it? And it's funny because the ratings came out on Sunday and it was 57 million people tuned into CBS to hear Nance and Romo call that game. I would say they might be wearing a different hat this time around. It used to be this wholesome Midwest story of Clark Hunt's family with Lamar the dad, and they finally win the AFC trophy, first time in 50 years, and they're going. And then it was, okay, we like this guy, Kelsey. Yeah. And now it's like people are sick of seeing Kelsey's brother and Kelsey's brother's wife and the mom and the dad and Swift's mom and Swift's dad and Andy Reid doing State Farm commercials, Bundle Ruski. Like, I think there's that. But I also think this happened with the Patriots also. And it's okay to wear the black hat as a team, and they're leaning in. You had Andy Reid on yesterday, and I don't know if you've spoken to any other people in that building personally, but like they kind of like this role. Come and beat us. Come and beat us. And it reminds me of the old Howard Stern movie, Private Parts, where Pig Vomit, played by great Paul Giamatti, is how come the ratings are so high? And he has a research guy do it, and the research guy says, well, people love him. And for the people that love him, we asked them, and 1 million people said they love to hear what he's going to say next. And he goes, okay, but what about everyone else? And they said, yeah. Well, 2 million people chimed in and said they like tuning in because they want to hear what he has to say next. Right. And it's the 2 million people who don't like him. So this is just what comes with success. And to put a button on it, we had Brady on, obviously. I work with Gronk and Edelman on Sundays. We've got Belichick on every media thing that can imagine. And even the McCourty brothers have jobs. Like, we're going to come full circle on this thing too. And you'll see that a lot of these people who are a part of the Chiefs 5-10 years from now, they're going to be lovable, warm, embraced characters, even if they're hated right now.
You know, the Eagles, I think, have the better roster overall. It's getting better for the Super Bowl, is it not?
There's a little window now. So Brandon Graham is their leader, and he has been missing for most of the season, and it was all but assumed he was done for the year. But this little window emerged that he could be activated, and this could be the storyline of Super Bowl Sunday if they can get him up to speed despite his injury and get him on the field for the actual Super Bowl. This was not even a consideration earlier in the season, but he has been recovering, and they would love to, at the very least, have him to be a part of this team running out of the tunnel. Of course, Brandon Graham, not only on the last Super Bowl team that played Kansas City, but the Super Bowl hero that stripped Tom Brady in 2018 up in Minnesota. So the Eagles are hoping not only do they get Juergens healthier and they get everyone on that offensive line good to go, but they might have their defensive leader, even if he's just playing a few snaps, to have him dressed and in uniform and ready to go would be huge for the Eagles against the Chiefs.
So the Senior Bowl has been happening here in Mobile, Alabama, and there's a lot of draft talk. The sense is it's not a great draft at the top. It's not very good a quarterback draft. All your sources in the NFL. I mean, this is the positioning time. I mean, you got new coaches, new staffs, draft picks getting discussed in this kind of off week before we get to Super Bowl week. What are you hearing around the NFL, the Shrine Bowl, the down in Mobile?
It all starts now. There's a bowl game tonight. The Shrine Bowl is down in Dallas. And then on Saturday, you've got the Senior Bowl. But what happens is the entire front office for teams descend upon Mobile. And it's not just let's watch the players. It's gossip season also. It's you start figuring out your boards because there's groupthink. And, okay, well, this guy's better than this guy, and this guy's better than this guy, and this position group's better. The big takeaway I've gotten, having not been in Mobile but talking to everybody, is, one, not a quarterback draft. So every year we see the quarterback get bumped up, and in this case it would be Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders. Will they get bumped up enough to be 1-2, despite the fact that guys like Travis Hunter and Abdul Carter and Tyler Warren are objectively viewed as much better prospects in this year's draft class? But we see the quarterback position, because of how important it is, rise. That's going to be a storyline. Also, the running back class. is absolutely loaded in this year's draft. And you say, well, we don't value running backs anymore, so you won't see them go. Do we not value running backs anymore? Is that going to come full circle based on the impact that we've seen from Saquon in Philadelphia, Derrick Henry in Baltimore, of course, Josh Jacobs in Green Bay, and then the young guys, Bijan Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs, were both taken as first-round picks 2 years ago, and both those guys are two of the top 10 offensive players in the NFL. So the running back position, led, of course, by Gentry, who's the kid from Boise State, but it can go 5-6 deep. I just think it's a really interesting draft, and that the positions that matter are not necessarily the positions that are going to be the best in this year's draft. So defensive tackles rich, tight ends rich, and running backs rich. Traditionally, those are not position groups you see go in the top 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. By the way, what's Super Bowl week look like for you? Obviously, there's executives down there. What's it look like for you?
It's going to be cool because I think for me, it goes full circle. I started off in 2005 covering it for FoxSports.com. And on Monday night on Fox Sports 1, I'm going to be hosting the Fox's Super Bowl opening media night. And it's going to be simulcasted with the NFL. But it's that event where they first see the teams and all the media is welcome to come. And it's that kind of Monday night, let's break through the ribbon and let's get out there. And I'll be hosting it with Carissa and Mark Sanchez, and Cooper Manning will be with me down there in New Orleans. And then Super Bowl Sunday, Colin, I'll be a prominent piece to it. I'll be working with the big show, and that's with Strahan and Howie and Terry and those guys. But we've got like a 10-hour pregame show, and I'll be at the Eagles Hotel before they even wake up. And I'll be stationed there, and I'll be giving you all the latest updates all the way to the road to the stadium, and then right up until kickoff. So really excited. Obviously, I'll be doing stuff for Good Morning Football in the morning, but I am pumped to be a part of the Monday night and then, of course, Sunday. And then I'll be there post-game on the field interviewing the players of the winning team. And this year, unlike others, like I think it's a pick-em here in this one. This is really close between these two teams, and you can go either way. So we'll see if I'll be celebrating with Kevin Hart or Paul Rudd. We'll see.
Great seeing you, my man. Peter Schrager, Fox Sports. Thanks, buddy.
Love being on. See you, Colin.
Hi, everybody. It's me, Uncle Colin. Subscribe here to get the latest from the herd, including exclusive behind-the-scenes videos and more, wherever you may be, however you may be watching. Thanks again for making us part of your day.